Welcome to Sweet Spot TV. I'm your Sweet Spot blogger, Dave Schoenfeld. We're talking Hall of Fame. We're talking Hall of Fame starting pitchers. There are 6 viable candidates on this year's ballot, but Roger Clemens, sorry, Rocket, you're out. We're not going to talk about you. Let's run through the other 5. Greg Maddux on the ballot for the first time. He's a lock. He's one of my top 5 or 6 greatest starting pitchers of all time. 355 wins, 4 Cy Young Awards. There's no reason he shouldn't be a unanimous selection, but of course, a few guys won't vote for him for reasons we don't know. His longtime Braves teammate, Tom Glavine, also on the ballot for the first time this year. 305 wins, 2 Cy Young Awards. He should be a lock. However, I'm not sure he's going to get that 75% that you need to get voted in. It's a stacked ballot. There's about 20 candidates worthy of Hall of Fame selection. So Glavine might get squeezed out and have to wait a year or 2. Then we get to Mike Mussina. I actually rate him higher than Glavine. I think it was a little more valuable. He didn't win 300 games, only 270. But when you run through the numbers, I think Mussina had a little better career. His wins above replacement is a little higher. He was just as good in the postseason, had some very clutch postseason games. Didn't play for the quality of teams that Glavine did. Remember, the Orioles weren't as good as the Yankees were when Mussina pitched for them. My fear is Mussina won't even get the 5% needed to remain on the ballot. That would be an absolute shame. This guy is way above the standards needed to make the Hall of Fame. Curt Schilling, he's on the ballot again. Only 39% of the vote last year. I was very surprised. He's a lock for me. Only won 216 games, but everything else about him screams Hall of Famer, including one of the great postseason records of all time, 11-2, 2.24 ERA, the bloody sock game. Curt Schilling's a Hall of Famer. There shouldn't be a debate. Finally, this year's controversial pitcher, Jack Morris. His last year on the ballot, 68% last year, so he needs a few more votes to get in. He's not a Hall of Famer in my book. He's way down the list. He did win 254 games, but that 3.90 ERA is just too high. Yes, he had the Game 7, 10-inning shutout. That's one game. That's not enough in my book. Will he get in? I don't know. I think the additions of Maddux and Glavine will actually hurt Morris because he doesn't look as good in comparison. I think he falls short. So I think of these starting pitchers, only Greg Maddux gets in this year. For Sweet Spot TV, I'm Dave Schoenfeld, and check out all our coverage of baseball at ESPN.com.